Hello, everyone. All right, all right. Um, let's go ahead and update. My Wizards push was way back, a while back. Okay, I dropped all the way to rank 169 from a long time ago, and this was back in 6th of May. It says here 6th of May at Paragon 1574. Okay, let's look at this. I haven't yet changed this helmet, but I did get it an extra 0.5% crit hit chance. I did switch this uh shoulders. I think this is the second iteration of shoulders, so I have a third iteration now. This pair of gloves was since the beginning on the second week when I made my wizard. I did a lot of set converts because my god DH farmed a lot of Death's Breath and Forgotten Souls by the second week, so I could do a lot of set converts. And this is the pair that I got, and I decided to roll intelligence out. And the first roll that the Mystic gave me was 50% crit. So I was like, well, even though I'm early Paragons at the time, um, on the from the God DH farming, that since they gave me 50, I was like, well, I guess normally you don't turn things to quads effective versions for quite some time, but if they gave me a max line, I might as well, you know, just take the chance. So I did. This is the COE I previously used, and in fact, I could technically go back to this, but I do have a 199% physical resistance version that I had to roll for crit hit chance, crit hit damage, sorry, and I actually min maxed it recently. I think yesterday, early yesterday, from 47% all the way to 50%. I actually got a 50% roll. This was the reason why I made the wizard on the second week because my god DH actually founded this uh Fragment of Destiny as a demon hunter, and I loved the cooldown at the time because early on, might not have a chance to get the cooldown a lot, so I loved this and I held it for a while, and I love life per hit whenever I can get it. So while I don't meet the obvious attack speed breakpoints for whatever Fire Fragment Destiny builds are, I didn't care. I thought about survivability first, uh, so I went for life per hit instead. This was one of my first Captain Crimson Ancient boots that I just thought, well, it had the plus armor, it had the lightning resist because up front when electrified, it actually hurts, although it doesn't hurt as much on a intelligence class. But with the at the rate that if I did turn this into attack speed, this lightning resist version would help. So I just kept it that way, even though both the main stat and the vitality were under 600. The armor roll was below, like it's not near 500. So I was like, well, whatever. I just didn't have the bounty mats, and I don't enjoy bounties all that often, and I don't do public bounties. So I decided to just keep it as is for right then. For my pushes between, I don't know, GR 120 to 124, I had this basically, I believe. At the time, I had this funny 3.2% chance slow on hit, and I kept trying to gamble for. Hello there. Yeah, no one likes bounties. Exactly. So this one, I was using it because I kept gambling for pants and I didn't get any ancient. I even one of the days I even had like 12 to 13 pairs of pants within 2 hours or 2 to 3 hours, and I didn't get a single ancient that I could replace this. I think I even spent like 5 reforges just for fun on a pants just to see if I can RNG it. During like the first 3 or 4 weeks at time after I couldn't after 2 weeks since the second week I made this wizard that I couldn't get an ancient. I decided to do some reforges and it didn't work as well. This is my first decent captain's belt for my wizard. At first it had the just over 600 intelligence, but the base vitality was low. However, it did roll armor and physical res and life after each kill, because if you kill enough, you instantly gain the your life back. Well, not instantly, but like it's relative to how you kill. So if you're killing faster, it's kind of like a potion basically. So this was a really good one at the time. This one was, I think I had a really nice non-ancient with that I also set converted just like this pair of gloves, but I actually managed to get an ancient one, so I decided to push higher. I think beyond 120 something, and up to this 124 with this ancient chess piece. I actually did set converts and I got like a int vit armor. I think I did. I got an int vit armor or percent life, and then physical res with 7 melee or range reduction on a secondary. So it was a physical res version of a non-ancient one, and I used it for a long time alongside this non-ancient chess piece gloves before I used this ancient chess piece. This is the first ancient uh, Traveler's Pledge that I was able to roll multiple different elements depending on which builds I'm playing. And the sad part of it was that it rolled 54% crit damage, so it was like an oof, and it made me had to do quite a lot. At the time of this one was 1574 or 124 at the time. Um, so yeah, so it was it I and it's full, not fully augmented at the time either. Yeah, 1574 at the time. So I mean, so my pushing and also my gems relate to it, right? It's just around the push. So my gems are always like +1 or -1 or um around the same level of the push. So I'll show back the main screen in a bit. This was the first Auguild Craft bracer. Like I haven't changed this since, and I actually wanted to keep it this way because I love non-touched default RNG, uh, whether it's drops or crafted. And the reason for that is because I really wished that Diablo coding for re-rolling at the Mystic, so re-rolling one stat at the Mystic lady, would show, like, let's say this came with fire and my build is obviously still fire for the wizard firebird. I mean, the name says for itself in the set that it should just actually show at the end, like bracketed +3% if I decide to roll from 17 to 20 to min max the elemental. But I will show what gears I have later on, which is what I'm going to be using to push. And I have upgraded a lot since then, since my this 124 at 1574. Okay, so this was really nice. Throughout the since I made the wizard on the second week, I crafted some Auguids, and this was the first one, and I was like, I'm done for a long time. I mean, obviously a primal with the same stats would outrank this one, but anyway, this is the compass rose that I was using from my some of the compass roses that I kept from my demon hunter. And in fact, I recently had several different changes to compass rose. I even had an ancient intelligence one, but I actually went back to this one. However, because of all my certain upgrades that I have from now since then, I actually switched this cooldown to attack speed for the second attack speed modifier out of three that you would ideally want on a fully min max character, or even four depending on what the breakpoints are. And I'm not like a expert on the breakpoints or something like that, but usually a lot of builds that go with attack speed tend to want three-part or three-piece attack speed, which includes obviously the weapon being attack speed. And I will show my upgrades shortly. This is one of my uh best earliest GR90 wizard drop. There were three fire bird's eyes at the same time during that GR90 drop, and this was one of the three. And I was really happy to see the default 8 cooldown there. And so yeah, I used this for a long time, and this was insane. So some of my gear by default on the second week were like half the gear that I currently have. And so like I'm my gear was like actually carrying me most of the way. uh I could perform better if obviously I hit the attack speed breakpoints or whatnot, but I prefer pushing with sustain, and I generally don't like to rip too much. I would say at most 2 deaths in each GR push, if anything. I actually play worse when it rips. So I actually prefer not to rip. So that's why my pushes seem very low all the time, even though my gear seems really decent or above par. The reason for me not pushing high enough is because I don't like ripping. The reason why I don't like ripping is that I actually get more punished in several different ways. One is the COE cycles. Like for some reason they always proc and kill me or whatever during or right before the cycle, meaning that I waste the entire cycle. And then, depending on the build and class, the ramp up time for the next cycle towards the next cycle, or reacclimating yourself, resituating yourself, like you lose and yet another cycle. So it's like I just lose basically 2 cycles per death. And then on top of it, it risks my timing for the duration of an RGK. So I understand that the RGK for a Firebird Wizard is easy and much easier than most, but what I'm talking about with the punishment of death is that for me, one death is a lot for the duration at the end for a certain Rift Guardian fight. So it's not punishing for necessarily during the time between to get to the Rift Guardian. It's that whenever I die, I often lose out on the timing at the Rift Guardian by like those several seconds, depending on how many deaths I get. That's how many seconds roughly I uh lost past the Rift Guardian. All right, so this is my gear since then. I will see it's a 124, and I mean I fell a lot of ranks since this was since May 6th. So this was a while ago now. All right, so let's show my current gear. My current gear, the helmet hasn't changed. It only went up by 0.5% crit hit chance. Like I said, I actually just like 2 days ago I managed to craft this version with the resource cost reduction, which basically I moved. Well, I would say I moved from my helmet because I decided to change to cooldown gem or the diamond instead in my helmet. So I moved the 12.5 to this 8. And then this is actually my pair of gloves that I got 3 days ago from Kadala. Finally, after like uh basically practically nearly 2 months from the second week, that I finally got this Quadfecta Ancient. So I could easily move this life per hit over to the Bracer instead, and then go for the third slot life attack speed, like I mentioned, with the 3 part pieces of attack speed. So I actually went, like I said, the compass rose. I went back to this compass rose that I showed earlier, but I will later show the one that I was using in between before I went back to this for the attack speed uh increase. This is the most recent ordered Fragment of Destiny that I have with the resource cost reduction on it. I know it's not the best, but here's the thing: I moved basically from the non-ancient 7 resource down to here. So I exchanged the cooldown 10% cooldown from the previous version of the fragment that I got from my God DH farming before I made the wizard. It was 10 cooldown. I moved 8 cooldown to the gloves, and then the gloves original 7 resource cost went to the this fragment of destiny. So I basically shifted my resource and cooldown between both helmet and shoulder, and then I swap between my glove slot and my weapon slot. So now I have a different pair of Captain's ancient boots. Uh, it's slightly better than the previous one for both having above 600 stats, and it's not any longer lightning resistance direct just for that. This is an overall resistant, and it has the armor roll very low, but intelligence needs armor as well. So that's that one. And earlier I was mentioning about my Firebird pants. It's been since 2 months since I was using those pair of pants. So I actually got this as a third or fourth ancient one out of the past 2 months. And this is the best one with the physical resistance, and that I could roll for armor, and that both the primary main stat and vitality up 625 above, just like an augment gem rank. This is my newer Captain Crimson belt for like maybe 3 weeks or so, I think. Three, probably 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks or something. This has way higher armor than the first one, and both again, the intelligence and vitality are both above 625, and that it rolled 15% life by default. So that is great. Uh, it's obviously not physical res, but then again, you want a balance in between your other forms of um, resistances. Even though intelligence has, natural increase to resistance, you still want that balance. This is my latest chess piece from 2 days ago, or yesterday actually. Um, Yesterday, this is a pseudo primal or near primal roll. So it rolled 650 intelligence, 647 vitality, 14% life, and it rolled one pickup radius. So I decided, you know, I mean, speeds, pickup radius is nice, but since the Firebird can teleport pretty much all the time with the four-piece bonus, I might as well take advantage of this to go counter for against like Lakuni Huntress tossing their grenades and whatnot. So this is how I decided to play this chess piece. I have different chess pieces that I didn't mess with the secondary that I could swap back over, but this is just a near primal to the point where I can mess around with the secondary instead. And so earlier I showed that my amulet was the ancient version with the 54% crit hit damage. Now this one is insanely superior from that one. I actually have a different version as well for well, I usually keep this one for my Marauder Fires cluster arrow, but I brought it over instead to my wizard because I decided to push with it, and it will also help with secondary stats being favorable. So again, once again, I haven't switched anything I haven't touched anything on the Augute bracers, but I was intending to consider between either 17% to 20%, or I move this life per hit over here instead, and then swap to attack speed here. However, I'm still not at a good Paragon. I'm only 2200 something, to the point where I can sacrifice more vitality into my Paragon points, that such that moving this would actually lower my intelligence because I want a certain base health pool to sustain. So while I still keep this untouched, I think it's a good decision because I'm not at the Paragon yet to move this life per hit over here yet. So this is going to be probably the next decision if I want a certain breakpoint, if it exists, for three-part attack speed from uh, both the weapon and the compass rose temporarily with the dexterity version from my god DH, like I said, and the attack speed on here eventually. And this is the COE that I mentioned that was 9% higher in the legendary passive with a physical res, and that I had to roll uh, crit hit damage. So I managed to get 47% to 50% in between the last week. And then this is one of my hoarded farmed Firebird's Eye that it rolled default crit hit chance. So one thing to mention, it is relatively difficult to roll uh increase elite, and it took me a long time to roll this. And the first one popped up with 8%. I was messing around with the previous orb as well to kind of RNG luck to get this one to be able to roll this increased elite damage. And I rarely am able to ever play around with elite damage even on a weapon, as the guide embedded graphic interface showing that your weapon and the offhand should both have elite damage on there. This is my first time around being able to take advantage of this situation. Normally, from the previous iteration, you want APOC, right? Arcane power on crit, or that normally you end up rolling crit chance on your orb most of the time. This one, I managed to roll for elite damage, so I'm taking advantage of that. So I hope that from this setup that I'm, obviously, so there's so many upgrades in there, and that I can actually clear these next push attempts shortly. So let's go in game. I'm also going to show the other compass rows that I have been using before I decided to go back to the dexterity one, because I have yet to get an attack speed version that I've actually decided to use. This is the compass rose that I recently was using. So it rolled the default cooldown and the 6 crit, while obviously the bad line is the base vitality and the secondary. So if we're talking about secondary, it would have been better if it was a resistance or even crowd control impairing effects. So reduce crowd control. Yeah. So, but this is the other decision. If I decide to go back to this, I could, but I want to test out the attack speed modifier going back to the dexterity DH version of it. And then earlier I was talking about the chess pieces, the first chess piece that I was using, as well as, yeah. So here's the chess piece that I was using before. I set convert stuff. So this was the chess piece I was using a long time on the second week when I was set converting alongside the pair of gloves that I was using, which is over here. So these were the two set convert pieces that I kept converting, and I managed to get them to be really, really powerful by default. So I didn't even touch this chess piece. I could have touched the vitality to increase the vitality, but I just didn't because I want to showcase the default roles just like this default roles of the bracer. I'm more of a default role person, so it's basically play by your raw power and your understanding of the build in order to push out the damage rather than just rerolling a line necessarily. So these two pieces were really powerful from since the second week when I first created the wizard. Um, yeah. So now that I've done all these upgrades, well, what is this chess piece? This chess piece, I actually was messing around with it at the Mystic, and the Mystic reroll gave me reduced elite for fun on the second roll. So I decided to just mess around since I have different variations of chess pieces that I could use, So why not? Normally they don't give you reduced elite within it's either within 3 to 7 or 11 rolls, or it takes about 30 plus to 50 plus rolls to get uh reduced elite. So when I see it, I take it just for fun. It's like whatever. So I have all the kinds of switches that I could do depending on what I need. And yeah, my stash has a lot of variations of stuff. Yeah, anyway, let's go ahead and put the Paragon points. And once again, I'm going to show again that this is the overall list. And Firebirds, I dropped to exactly rank 150, so top 150 Firebirds since 6th of May. To recap, the Ancient Helmet, 0.5% crit higher now. I changed the shoulders, I changed the gloves to a quadfecta version. I changed the convention by 9% increase in legendary passive. Basically, I switched to a different Fragment of Destiny now. I upgraded my captain's boots. I actually got several different ancient pants and the best ideal one. I also upgraded my captain's belt from since. I also got different iterations of ancient chess pieces, and now I got a near primal. I also swapped out for a non-ancient uh, fire elemental trifecta. I kept this from since the second week. First crafted bracer, and it has not changed yet. Like I just mentioned that I showed the other intelligence compass rows. I went back to this one. However, I switched down to attack speed. And again, this was my previous iteration of uh, the first three orbs that I got from doing a GR90 on the wizard. I actually got this as a roll, which shows that it rolled by default 8 cooldown. So I decided to use it, not only because it rolled 20% fire damage, but also because it default roll was 8 cooldown. Alrighty, so now that I've updated everything about this, let's go ahead and get started with this. And since my EXP pool count is already down to the last pool, basically, that it is a good time to push without any warm up. I don't think I need to warm up, but I would prefer to warm up. But I think that my gear stands for itself. Uh, I really hope I don't get Lakuni Huntresses to start off because that's a, a drastic thing to do without any warm ups. And I haven't done a lot of solo on this um in terms of 125, obviously, because I've only done a 124 since 6th of May. So let's go ahead and get started from since the 124 I just showed. Think I'm ready. Let's go. Okay. A cave, huh? Wow, really? I'm that weak? Now this is why you don't do pushes without warm up, because getting proc like that is insane. And it actually is hurting, surprisingly. I should have killed it by now, but I haven't. So I'm really rusty, by the way, as you can see. I should have warmed up. Wow, I can't even press teleport. Wow, man. The, the damage is really painful. I'm actually surprised with all the modifications I did. Should be able to kick him down now. Alright. Man, I really hate dying. I have an issue with that. I just don't like dying. Okay. So it's Winged Assassins, which is not very far from Lakuni Huntress, but at least it's better than Lakuni Huntress's. I'm taking this pack little group just to warm up because I don't think I was warmed up. And of course, I teleport on fire cycle, which you should not be doing. Okay, there we go. I actually pulled off a better fire cycle there. Let's exit this cave. Okay, this is better, maybe. Oh, fear. So it wasted half my fire cycle. This can get really bad. Wait, what fear? That's weird. I felt the fear for no reason. Oh, it's a knockback. That's what I meant to say. Wow. I dislike fear so much I said the knockback was a fear. Just one more cycle, most likely. If I can even aim. Oh, I guess I kill it before the fire cycle. So I'm transitioning at fire cycle, which is stupid. This is a lot of hulks. Wow, this is actually hurting. Alright, channeling. Okay, I made a mess of this one. This is not gonna be good. I made a mess of it. Why are all packs frozen? Like half the packs so far are frozen. I made a very big mess, by the way. And this is a shielding pack. So I made a mess, so I'm not taking the pylon yet. Come on, take him down now. Don't shield. Thank you. Alright. Jug. Ah, okay. Yeah, I should have warmed up, but I didn't. Alright, he should go down now. Alright. Wow. It's like empty, huh? Speed pylon. Where's the blue? Thought I saw the blue. See, this is the reason why I didn't want to press the pylon. I only made a situation far worse than it needs to be. Let's go ahead and let's kill it. Come on. Thank you. Shielding. No thanks. Come on, man. Why is the knockback always on time with the cycle? Why? See? The knockback's right on my half of my fire cycle just got wasted. Whatever. Come on, everyone. Stop taking your sweet time. Okay. Nice Oculus Ring. Really? Vortex me right near the explosion? Are you serious? Wow, that nearly killed me. Second time in a row. I'll just. Wow. Can I aim? Yes. The NATO is like exactly on top of me. Thank you. That first NATO was like magnet. whatever. All right, so this is the issue with the cooldown gem, is that that's what's causing the issue where I'm kind of liking the cooldown. I actually prefer it being at 62 or 63. So that is an issue. So I gave up cooldown for the speed. There's one pull. A second pull. It's close. There we go. 2 levels. Excellent. All right. Okay, let's repair. All right. Time for the 126. And please give me better pylons as well. Let's do a 126. I know I didn't play very well on that one. And I'm gonna empower. I just just gonna do it. Okay, that's better. Hello? Am I perma-feared? Yes, I am. I am. Alright, let's get rid of some of the minions. I was perma-feared. I was like, what's going on with my character? Don't ever try to get surrounded by minions. You will get perma-feared. This is not the first time I've had that perma-fear either. Oh, fearing on my fire cycle. Perfect. Look at the time. Stupid. Oh, fear? Okay, this time it wasn't on the fire cycle. You're dead? Well, okay, you feared me a little bit there. Oh, of course the orbs fly the maximum range. Alright, let's use some of the density here and get my time back. Alright, let's exit. Man, these are nice, but they're painful. Might as well take down this one. Alright. I just need to stock up some kills while I'm here. Last rotation. Alright. Wow. What is this damage? Okay. Looks like I can't use cooldown gem. This is insane. I might have to go back to that other compass rose. This is a lot of damage taken. I'm actually quite surprised. Especially the fact that I cleared out 124 so early on. And I had worse, well, stuff. It's basically my sustain is not as good as it used to be because it's halved. But then I also made back with the attack speed. So it's like, very interesting. There's a lot of knockbacks and nightmarish though. Getting slapped here. This should take them down. I wanted to wait until the last second. Fire shamans are so annoying. Speed, and what is this? Shielding. Nope. Out. That shielding as well. Oh, and arcane. Come on! Fear me into 3 beams. Alright, 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 alright. That's stupid. Stupid speed killing me as well. Alright, alright, buddy. What is this? Elite pack affixes, man. Shielding nightmarish? Like, why? This speed is killing me. This is called decision making on the fly. You just have to ignore certain things and try to take the heat a little bit. You know, I think I played that double pack pretty well, considering that the other one arrived at the spot where I was fighting. I made back. I broke even the time. Okay, this is bad. I had to just. All right, let's go. Let's actually get out of this floor. I don't even want to entertain this. Okay, this is getting from bad to worse now. This is bad from bad to worse. It's like the maps are bad. The mob types are okay on this one. But like for real though, honest. Nah, let's not do that. Where's my next pylon at? I need like a conduit. Oh my gosh, nightmarish, really? Or whatever. About to get permafeared soon. There we go. Oh my gosh. Oh god. Is that a double pack? Where's my pylon? My last pylon. Shielding. I guess this is over. Yep, channeling. It's over. Ah. I just didn't get anything good on like 2 floors. Ah. Lost it by that much. Yep. Lost it by 1 cycle. Ah. All the fear and all the bad mobs types, the 1.5 to 2 floors, bad affixes, shieldings, the procs that I got. Like I get so punished when it like 8 seconds. Whenever I get like those little procs like cheat death, I get so punished. I have to play a clean game. And I didn't get any conduit or power pylon. Sucks. I almost want to try something and go back to my other setup. I want to see what I want to see the attack speed differences and also the damage taken. I want to see this. Like the so so here is the 63.5 CDR. Yeah. Bad map to start. Bad map, but the mob type isn't so bad. Except the frost. Thanks for saving me knockback. Thank you. See, I like the sustain more. I'm just more of a defensive person that I feel better with this sustain. Yeah. Stop knocking me around. But I'm also more warmed up now, so we will find out. I guess this is not as bad of a floor as I thought. So this is why you should always check. Okay, I'm not gonna fight that one. Although this is nightmarish. Oh, channeling. Yeah, I love this sustain more. I'm not ready for it. Congratulations, Mufasa. Holy crap. This is Horde Arcane or something. Nope. Shielding. Okay. A stirring. Or come on. What a sucker, man. Shielding. Okay. Alright, alright, alright. Come on. Come on. Oh, of course. I res and then a freaking stupid. Stupid freaking deaths, man. Today's clicking is so bad. Two of those, none of them ancient. Bad anyway. Oh, look. The next two are ancient. So bad. Uh, okay. Actually, I might as well, since I'm already halfway. There we go. third one. Okay. All right. So that was two push second attempt GR126, I guess. These are 26 down. Go. And Firebird side. 26, top 100, top 95. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. I mean,